Earlier today, the news dropped that Zenimax Online Studios, the developers of The Elder Scrolls Online, was hit with a substantial wave of layoffs by Microsoft. I had planned on getting the PvP healing video out before Season 1 launched, but I feel like I should make a video on this. Just to make it abundantly clear, this is not going to be doom posting or a 30-minute video talking about how terrible Microsoft is. I wanted to make this because people have already reached out to me asking what I think about it. For those that don't know, another game I was very heavily into was Destiny 2, and that game just recently went into maintenance mode. People want to know if I think ESO is heading in the same direction. Well, we don't have a lot of information yet, but let's start with what we do know. According to an article by Kotaku, which I will link in the description for all of you to read, sources speaking to Kotaku have shared that the impact of the cut Zenimax Online Studios, developer of The Elder Scrolls Online, has been brutal. Shortly after the news of layoffs broke this morning, individuals began getting invites to group meetings with HR where they were laid off alongside their colleagues. Over 20 individuals have already posted about being laid off from Zenimax on LinkedIn, with more across other social platforms. Many reported having long tenures with the company, several over 10 years. While the total number impacted on ESO is unknown, multiple individuals within Zenimax have suggested to Kotaku that the total number impacted could be as much as half of the development team. In a post on the ESO forums, community manager Jessica Folsom has said the team wants to reaffirm our commitment to The Elder Scrolls Online. However, the roadmaps we previously shared will be shifting. Multiple individuals from Zenimax, both those impacted by the layoff and those still employed, expressed to Kotaku a deep uncertainty as to how The Elder Scrolls Online will continue to function with so few people remaining. The game has been online since 2014 after a 7-year development period. As of 2024, it had generated $2 billion in revenue, had been played by 24 million people, and was allegedly bringing in around $15 million per month. It has seen 8 major expansions, with its most recent Solstice having launched in June of 2025 and has since moved to a seasonal structure. Season 1 officially launches in 2 days. The Elder Scrolls Online team was also heavily impacted by last year's layoffs, which resulted in the cancellation of the internal Project Blackbird. In the last several years, the game's developers have formed 2 unions, one for QA and one for the rest of the team, both of which have joined their colleagues in CWA in demanding negotiation of layoff terms for impacted workers. And then they posted another update. Kotaku understands that earlier today an email was sent out to Bethesda and ZeniMax employees, including those on the ESO team, saying the restructuring was for the purpose of improving long-term growth. Going forward, Bethesda plans to focus on its biggest franchises, Fallout, The Elder Scrolls, Wolfenstein, Doom, and Quake. Employees were also told that existing commitments such as the upcoming ESO Season 1 update that launches in a few days, as well as the upcoming Doom DLC and QuakeCon this year, will continue as planned, though there was no information on future updates or iterations of these things. And according to a forum post on ESO's website, which I will again link below, there have already been confirmations from many of the former employees as to who was let go. It seems as though a lot of these folks that were let go were senior and lead designers and managers. People like Gina Bruno, the community manager, and Mike Finnegan, the lead dungeon director, were confirmed to be amongst those let go. Before I say anything else, I want to give my deepest and sincerest condolences and best wishes to all of those affected by the layoffs. When the previous layoffs happened at ZOS last year, it seemed like ESO was minimally affected, as far as I understand. This, though, absolutely will have a tangible effect on the game and its development. Now, do I think that this spells the end for ESO? Well, I don't want to get my hopes up after Destiny, but no, I don't think this is the end. If the Kotaku article was correct and ESO is bringing in around $15 million per month to Microsoft, I don't think Microsoft would let ESO go under. I'm certainly not an expert in the finances of Microsoft, but even if it was only making $10 million per month or even $5 million per month, I would still place a safe bet that ESO would be profitable enough to justify continued development. It does beg the question, though. If Microsoft is saying that it wants to place focus on Bethesda's core franchises, why would they cut so many big names from ZOS's team? Was it because of salary inflation? Is ESO not meeting profit margins? Is this quote unquote focus not actually on ESO, but is instead on the Elder Scrolls 6? And then you've got to ask other questions like, which of these positions is being cut entirely versus is just being replaced by someone who they can pay less? Is there going to be a wave of new hires? And of course, how is this going to affect development? Unfortunately, I don't have an answer for any of those questions. What we do know is that the roadmap is shifting. That wording is a little vague because it could mean a couple things. On one hand, it could mean that things are just getting pushed back or stretched out across greater lengths of time. It could also mean that things are getting canceled. My biggest concern would be for the class identity refreshes. Just off the top of my head, the commitment to these seems to be the longest stretch of confirmed content that the game currently has. I feel like the DK and Werewolf reworks were very well received, but I also wonder if these two things had any financial impact whatsoever. If so, we might continue to see more of them, albeit maybe not quite as extensive. If not, I feel like there will at least be a balance pass to bring more classes in line with the DK and Werewolf, and the visual updates will happen very slowly, if at all. At the end of the day, though, I'm just speculating. I don't know what the future holds for ZOS and ESO. As more and more things get confirmed, of course I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll adjust what I'm working on accordingly. The only thing I know for sure is that I will be here, playing the game and bringing you guys all my usual content until there are no more updates. There was a lot to be learned from the fall of Destiny 2, and I hope that Microsoft learned some of those lessons. Only time will tell, though. Either way, I think that was all we had for today. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. Let me know what you think of the news and what you think the future of ESO holds. Don't forget to check out the link in the description to follow me on Stuff and join my Discord server. Before I head out, I also want to give a shout out to my Patreon supporters as well as my YouTube members. Thank you guys for all that you do, and I appreciate it. I think all I've got left to say is that I've been Doc. Take care of yourselves, be good to others, may you find success wherever you go, and I will catch y'all in the next one.